So, hi guys, it's time for a new video. Sorry if my voice sounds a bit clunky or something. I've got a bit of a cold for like a week now, and it's getting better, but I still sound a bit weird. So sorry for that. Um, Today we'll have a look at a deluxe set, to be precise, the service station set. Unfortunately, the deluxe sets are hard to come by on card in a packed condition and mint condition, but you can find them loose. And unfortunately, I don't have all the original parts that belong to the set, but I will show you different color variants of the cars that should come with it. I'll show you the supports and the street parts that I just took some random street parts that are the correct type, and I um, have here first of all the building, um, and let's open it up. So it is a service station building. It has a little sign to pop up here which says, let me hold this into the camera, Bobby's Service Station, and let's open it up completely. This one is in rather good condition. As usual, I had to clean it with soap and a toothbrush because it was dirty as you know what when it arrived here. Um, but well, so it has like a little stop sign here. It has a no exit sign here, and cars can drive up here on the second floor to park. Um, there are no stickers besides the service station sign, but it's still a nice little design. There's even like there's no passing when I don't know what they are actually meaning with that. By that, I don't have a clue. No passing when the road has like a straight line through it. I don't know. Um, but it's the coloring and the colors is still really neat. And the set would come with 4 road parts, um, like 2 straight parts. I just picked 2 straight parts out of my big box of road parts. Then it would come with such an S-shaped one and 3 support connectors like this. Let's just connect them for now. And it would come with 1 intersection part, which has like the possibility to connect 4 parts. This one is missing a bit here, but it's just one I picked out of my box. I didn't even recognize until now that there was a part missing or something. I'll just connect all the connectors together. Connect this one, and let's use the connector to, there we go, like so. That's great. So we have like the set, what building and road wise, and it comes as the deluxe sets do with 4 cars, and I have 2 of them are original, which belong to the set, and 2 of them are the wrong color. Let's just put them on the playset for now. Just here, like driving around and stuff. Looks pretty neat. And let's talk about them really quick. One of the more common cars is the little Ford Econoline tow truck. Just wait a second, I will change the focus for showing you the car. There we go. Maybe I should change the a bit more. There we go. So we have seen different color variants of this. There exist orange ones, white ones, white and red ones, and this is the completely red one with the 24-hour towing written on the side and on the front. Belongs to the set in this exact variation as far as I know. And the second car is a silver little Jaguar XJ6. We have seen different variants of this. We've seen black ones, we've seen red ones, we've seen green ones. And this is a silver one with white and orange painting. Unfortunately, this one is pretty beat up. I will have to repaint it with acrylic colors, but I mean, painting the black windows, as I think I mentioned it before, is really easy because if you take a glossy black acrylic paint and a thin brush, you can just paint over the black windows, like with all the dents here and stuff. But painting over, for example, example, the blue color that is missing here is a bit more tricky, since you need like to either find a color that matches exactly, or you will have to mix colors like with a bit of light green or a bit of white or something to get the right blue tone for that. And it is a pretty thin line. But overall, the car still is okay. I'm happy that the Jaguar writings on the side are as good as new. There's nothing defective here, so at least you wouldn't have to repaint those, which would be a real pain in the ass, if I may say so. But still, sometimes I will try to paint the roof here and the trunk. As I said, I mean, the black color is a trivial problem, but the other colors need to match up, and it takes some time, and I will try to restore this one day. But still, this is also one of the original models, as far as I know, that belongs to the set. When I say as far as I know is, sometimes if you don't know how the sets look, particularly on card, you have to like do a Google search for images of the packed versions and then deduct what parts are in there and what cars are in there and how the building looks like and stuff. So this is what I did in this case. There was an eBay auction, and I think in India or something, where Google found a picture of this, and from the pictures I gathered all the parts that should belong to the set, since I have never seen it on card myself, and I was never able, to buy a single set with all the parts. I mean, most of those buildings and the road parts come in lots, and with missing cars or the wrong cars and stuff, so you never know for sure unless you have like a catalog where the stuff is in. And even then, we've seen on the marketing pictures, for example, on the back of the Fuel Stop introductory set, the English set, which has all those marketing pictures of all the deluxe and mini play sets, that even there they were, when they made the photos, they were not sure which cars would belong to the sets and which color schemes they would have and stuff. And not even the connector pieces were the right color, since they always on many of the marketing pictures, they're always kind of a maroon dark red color, and I've never seen one single connector in real life in production be maroon. So probably they were all shot and recorded before mainstream production began at Matchbox. So there you go. But still, this car pretty much belongs to the set, and as I said, it's a bit beaten up, but it's still a great car, and I still have it in my acrylic case since I like silver is a great color for a Jaguar car. If I would have a loose red one, I would maybe change it out in my case, in my showcase, but right now I only have a packed up red one in the fuel stop set, and I'm not going to open this obviously. So this one has to do, and it's presented like this way, and there the scratches and so on are not as visible, so it's okay for now. Yeah, it's a little Jaguar. Then the next car is actually the little Chevy. We saw that in an earlier video. I already talked about it. The Chevy that belongs into this set would actually be like a really dark or a really strong blue color. So a blue color variant of this. Otherwise, it would be the same. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I already told you how cool it looks with all its, chrome parts and stuff. Typical US car from the good old days. Really great one at that. And one of my favorite cars of all times, not necessarily in this iteration, but in general, it is the Pontiac Firebird. This red one is not the right color as well. The right color would be a white one with red applications as far as I know, and would even look a bit cooler, I think, but the red is also cool. It has like the little Firebird on its front, and it has like, I don't know, it's supposed to be flames, or it looks like a drill a bit or something. No, it's supposed to be flames probably down the sides. This scheme is identical on the white one, just with red paint on white. And this is of course like the 80s Pontiac Firebird, sorry, as it was used in Knight Rider, for example, as the kit car that David Hasselhoff drives. The cooler variants are those from around 74 to 78 or something that you could see in Smokey and the Bandit movies. I would love this Firebird to be a model in Micromoto World, in World's Smallest Matchbox. As a kid, I had a Matchbox Firebird, exactly the one that Burt Reynolds drives in the movies. It was a normal Matchbox car, like about this size, of course, in black with the Targa top and stuff, and with the Firebird up front. It was pretty cool, and it is still, I don't know, in a box somewhere here. But I would have loved it if they would have taken this Firebird as a model. But still, this was like the present day model for when Micromoto World was designed. So of course they took this one. It's still a neat car, and it's also, this red one is also in my presentation case and looking fancy and stuff. And just let it drive here. So yeah, so this would have been the set that you would have gotten if you bought it back in the day. Interestingly, we've talked about a lot of color schemes and color variants regarding cars, but until now we've never talked about color variants regarding buildings. And in this case, I have a color variant of the very building that we're seeing here. It's not a different playset where they reused like the building parts. It is actually another service station, but with a completely different color. It's not even like this is dark red and this is, as you can see here, that this is like a dark red and this is like orange or another red tone. No, this thing, if I pull it open, is in a completely different color scheme, in that it is a blue service station. like here. You see that is a service station also. It has like the Bobby service station sign, but the whole complete building that is in a bluish color. Otherwise, the bottom plate and all the coloring there is exactly the same, and everything else is the same. But let's just connect those two like so. There we can see it, I think. There we go. So everything about those is identical. You can see that when putting on like some of the applications, they either just didn't do it that well, or that it's mothered a bit to the more to the top. At the bottom here you can see that those parts are rather identical. This one is a bit painted, the black layer is a bit thicker than over here in general, but this is probably from the factory. Otherwise all the painting on here is identical, but still pretty neat. On top, those parts are exactly the same. Oh, the little car was going down. That's cool. They can drive down here. Those parts are identical as well. It may have to do with the blue, that the color of this paintings on here looks a bit more yellow and a bit greenish, with a yellow with a greenish tint, while here it looks orange, probably because yellow and red is more giving you an orange color vibe, while this gives you a yellow greenish tint. Still, as you can see, there are color variants of the buildings, and I know of some. Back to the fuel stop set, that I think I talked about that even in the video, that there are color variants where the actual fuel stop is, the plastic part is probably, I have a red one, but there appears to be a white and a green one as well, and so are for other buildings. So color variants of the buildings do exist, and I don't know for sure if they were, some of them were produced earlier and some were produced in a later run, or if it was like kind of which factory they came off, or if they were running out, just simply sometimes running out of some specific plastic and had to take another one. But yeah, I thought it would be cool to show you that the buildings are not equal at all, but that there are variants of some of them. And yeah, that's I think all for now. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment, leave a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.